everyone and welcome. Hello everyone and welcome back to my 7th video now. Some words from the beginning onwards. As you be aware, I think, I started this little series as one-on-one ranked tutorials. But it's quite difficult to get good ranked matches and to make replays from ranked matches. Therefore I took the decision to play against some people of the community, of our little community. We have at the moment round about 14 to 16 players, and yeah, most of them has a very even skill. Therefore I asked them to play against me some one-on-ones to keep this series alive and hopefully to get better replays, better videos that I can show you some new tactics, some thoughts, and yeah, give you some hints about the game. My first match with the community is against Striker, which is yeah, quite good player. He has a win ratio of I think around about 58 to 60%. I'm not 100% sure at the moment, but yeah. I played some 3-on-3 with him, and yeah, I like his way he play. So, some words to my tactic now. I switched from my Nordic deck to a Commonwealth deck because I want to try something new. Possibly you are aware of that due to the fact that you had a look at the channel, at the German channel from Chris. Wargame X, and yeah, I sent my deck to Chris with my thoughts. He made a short video about my deck. We talked about that shortly, and yeah, I take up his feedback, took some hints, but I took then another decision, and yeah, I amended my deck slightly, but not it is not 100% the setup which Chris had provided. So if you have some new ideas for decks, it's often good if you create a deck, challenge it, discuss it with someone you play often with, and have also good tactical thoughts and so on. So it's often very good. So now my tactic will be, as you can see, I have again a lot of units on the field, and yeah, the idea of this tactic is to play with militia units from the beginning onwards, to send the militia to the front line and have some high cost or good units in the back line, which will do their job and finish the enemy. Therefore, yeah, I played a lot of militia units. Some recon units I have as anti-air, anti-helicopter, and anti-tank capability. I use the Stormer, which is really a quite good vehicle, which do a lot of damage to the enemy. To support the militia, to finish helicopters, airplanes, and tanks. And to support the militia in infantry fights, I brought 3 mortars from the beginning onwards. For the middle sector I brought some cheap tanks and also some militia and a Stormer to finish helicopters and tanks. And there are also 5 militia units to drive down the road on the right side to get some side and to defend key positions that my enemy do not have the possibility to flank me. From the general tactics of this map, I think you're aware of my thoughts, but keep it shortly. I will get into this forest with the militia. I will get afterwards into this little forest. I will get this key position at the Gulf sector, and then I have a close front line from the left side with this forest, and with this little city, and then I can secure all the sectors on this side, and my enemy only have these 3 sectors left. Possibly, if I do a very good job, I can bring in command also to Charlie, but first goal to achieve is to clean this forest, to set up here a little infantry defensive position that my enemy first have to clear this forest before he moves into the Bravo sector. In the meantime, I can bring some countermeasures to the Bravo sector and try to push my enemy back, but nevertheless, I will keep this sector. After, I think you need 1 or 2 attacks to get into Bravo, and that will cost a lot of time, and until this point I will have this +1 as well. Yeah, game starts. I will speed it up from the beginning a bit, that you can see what the armies are. As you can see on the left side, the only expensive vehicle is the Stormer together with the Recon unit, and then I have all the militia units here driving down the road, which should directly drive down the road into this Bravo sector here. The vehicles come at a cost at 5, and they are quite good because they drive down the road with 150 kilometers per hour and 70 kilometers per hour on the plane. So, middle sector, the militia is driving down the road. They are sent directly to hotel to get some trouble to the hotel sector for my enemy, which is not good for me at this stage. Let's switch the view to my view. I driving down the road and I only saw 4 helicopters coming. So that's very hard because my anti-air capability is a bit behind my cheap transport vehicles. But nevertheless, they come at a cost at 5. They are armored and they are driving down the road with 150 kilometers. And my Stormer had the possibility to take down all of his 4 helicopters. Now, way is free for my tanks and my recon to move into this forest, and if I have the possibilities to secure this forest, it's really a key position because I can fire from this fire position to the left side, to the right side, and I do have a quite good position for my anti-air. So another engagement starts here on the left side. My territorials are unloaded now and start to engage the enemy, and directly, instantly, the mortar fires into the enemy lines to stun, to panic, and to get some fire support for the cheap militia units. So this were the base tactic. From my side, these were the informations I had at this stage. And the territorials with their vehicles running and running, and now here's some AA, which directly getting some mortar fire. It's shaken now. My tanks moving in this forest, clearing it. And now a lot of units, overwhelming army, is running down the road. But now it's what I said. His units, his expensive units, firing on my cheap units, and I have some expensive units in the back line, like the Stormer, which start firing now on his units and pick them out of the game. So Stormer first fires at his AA gun and missed it. Hey, hello guys. So now take down the AA gun and it's moving forward to take down the enemy tank, to get the way free for the territorials to rush down to the next forest. So the transport vehicles of the militia is driving down the road to get some diet and to get some trouble into the enemy line, which they do on a perfect way. In the meantime, on the right side, let's have a short look. I unloaded some territorials on key points to get some sight, and the rest of the vehicles are driving down the road. His anti-air gun is completely overrun, and therefore I had the possibility to get some of the jeep units into the new sector. So, as you can see, the vehicles, the territorials, give me a complete overview of the map, and I can pick my targets. I can decide where I do attack at a stage. My mortars can easily pick targets. My territorials can hold his units into combat so that I have sight, and therefore it's a big advantage if you can get some units into combat to get some sights. As you can see, I do not have that many scouts on the field, only one here in a key position to get some sight here, and one which I forgot to micro I see at the moment here in the back line, which is complete unnecessary. So I work with evil word contact scouts with my territorials. They are moving forward, these militia units, and my expensive units clean up the back line and take down his infantry or what's coming up. So one of my militia unit had the chance to get into the back line, walked into his house, and will hold this position. I will show you mostly the right side, the right side of the enemy, my left side of the combat field, because these were the key of the tactic, to get these militia units to the front line, to get some sight, and then pick units with Stormer and with my mortars. As you can see here, the territorial has the possibility to identify this AA gun, therefore I fired on this AA gun. In the meantime, I brought a command to this building. Due to the fact that it looks very good at this stage, I reach my key positions, I get some fire positions which can support my commands, and at this stage it looks quite good for me. Please keep in mind, if a bomber comes in, for example, and take down, for example, 4, 5, or let's say 6 squads of the militia, I will lose 30 points. And with good anti-air capability, it's getting very, very, very cost intensive for my enemy. So at this stage I could identify where the enemy command vehicle we have from at the home sector, but due to the fact that I want to show you a longer game, not to end it after 12 minutes, I'll keep it live, and therefore hopefully we'll get some interesting fights for you. So territorials are brave, my militia are fighting brave against the enemy infantry. So here, as you can see, this unit came at a cost at 5, marching forward, could identify an enemy unit, and with the complete firepower of this forest and helicopter, it could take down the infantry at the city. So, Centurion Avra, some words to this tank. It comes, let's stop, I will not miss any of the fights. This tank came at the cost of 40. I think in the video of Chris, this tank is not one of his favorite units. I like it really, because it has high explosive firepower of 8 points, and this unit can provide great fire support for storming infantry. It has can reach 2,450 meters, and for this scenario I like it really, due to the fact that I have only cheap infantry. This infantry is not in the situation to take down the enemy infantry into buildings, and therefore this is also a key unit for me, as well as the mortars which stun the enemy infantry, but the Centurion can take down the enemy infantry. If he hits an infantry unit in this building, let's say with 10 people, uh, if it's good hit, the Centurion Arthur can take it down to 3 or 4. And that's quite good fire spots. Now, the Territorials, or Militia, did their job. They had the chance to get this building with all the fire support in the back line, and now I could identify the enemy command vehicle. Or command squad in this case, it's not a vehicle. I do not know what this bomber did, but yeah, it was taken down by this anti-air in the middle of the sector. With this anti-air in the sector, I can completely defend my infantry. But as I said, he lost the bomber, I think round about 80 points. And yeah, for 80 points, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55. If this bomber had the chance to take down all the infantry standing in this forest, and then it were taken down by the AA, it's not cost. It does not afford its cost, so therefore one base key for this tactic is to keep, it's very micro intensive. I am aware of that, it's very micro intensive, but to play this militia unit one by one and not 2 or not 3 or not 4 or blob them, have a broad front line so that a bomber can, for example, hit 4 or 5 of them, and then you lost without a vehicle 25%, 25 points. So that's yeah, very cost intensive for your enemy to use bombers. So sorry, due to the fact that territorials, the militia units cannot take down the infantry in the city, I had another option in my deck. Therefore I brought the assault pioneers or the flamer infantry to the front line. So now bomber comes in, let's stop. I think it's 80 points. He dropped the bomb. I do not know if he comes out, but I will check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 squads standing here, and 25 points are gone from my side. This plane were lucky, it had a chance to evac, but normally if it were taken down, I had lost 25 points. That's it, and my enemy 80 points. So keep in mind, if you play such tactics, another 80 points. So I think this plane were gone. Nice try to bomb my front line. Oh no, he bombed my front line and hit my AA. Okay, my AA were instantly reinforced. Came at a cost of 75. It finished a lot of them, so it's okay. Good option for him to finish it. So, in the meantime I also brought a command vehicle. It was a bit earlier to move into the Charlie sector, but my assault pioneers did not have a chance to clear the complete city. As you can see, the fire support from my Centurion Avra firing, my mortars are firing from the back line, and that are not many points which are on the field here in the front line, but due to the fact that you have good units in the back line which are not in danger at this attack, they only give fire support. They can give fire support from here or here, but they can also give fire support from the back line, where is no... Oh, another one fired here in my back line, which is not that dangerous for them. Your enemy will lose one of his very cost-intensive units, and you will only lose your cheap infantry. Due to the fact that I do not have a chance to get into the city, I took the decision to bring in some Canadian rifles. At this stage of the game I do not have any territorials left, militia units, and therefore I took the decision to not attack again and again, and I will set up a defensive position here with Canadian rifles, which are quite good regular infantry. They have good anti-tank capability, and 4 or 5 of them can hold this front line together with the fire support in the back line. And it's a +2 for me at this stage, and yeah. So I saw that I could not have the possibility to hold this position, therefore I moved in my command vehicle, but I saw that it's not hidden in this forest, that my enemy has sight, and therefore I moved it completely back, possibly for a later run. Then I can bring it in to neutralize this sector for a few seconds, which yeah, it's very bad for my enemy, because if I have the chance to neutralize the sector, here again a clear mistake from my enemy. The command vehicle from him are still in this position, and another transport from vehicle from my side drives down the road, spotted the command vehicle, but now he moved it to get it in another position that I not have an easy chance to bomb it. But that was very short, therefore I think he's standing here or here. Let's have a short look. Beforehand, my mortars firing here on the left side, I think it's AA or a scout vehicle, and I have only sight due to the fact that my territorials had the chance to get into this house, and as you can see on the map, I have here a closed line. Here's some recon, here's a recon vehicle to spot some incoming bombers very early, or to get some sight if a helicopter tries to sneak down to my backline. But as said, command vehicle is standing here or here. Let's have a look. It's standing in the middle of them, so if I had bombed both spots, I would have this. So, as I saw from my territorials, this was an AA gun which getting fire from my mortars. So, very good from Striker. He brought in directly a bomber to counter my mortars, and now I think I were very lucky, because he finished all my mortars, but my command vehicle is still alive, so very lucky from my side to drive the command vehicle directly through the mortars, but very good counter from Striker. So, as I said before, Canadian rifles moving in to set up defensive position, and I hate it. The pathfinding. I ordered also some tanks into this forest to get fire support here for the Charlie sector, and a part of the army is moving from the right side, driving down this road through the enemy lines, and another part of the army is driving down this road, not through the enemy lines. So I hate it. Eugene, please change it. I do not know why we have such a pathfinding. I ordered them for the same position and they are taking 2 ways. I hate it. Nevertheless, some recon vehicles, because I do not have any contact scouts, so-called, some militia. So now I come back to normal scouts and bring them to the forest line to get some sight for the normal infantry. I also brought some transport vehicles to the forest edge to fire into the city. So that were my side, and almost saw some transport vehicles, but here again Centurion armor is firing, I think, into this squad, and yeah, panicked it together with the infantry and transport vehicles. So yeah, I lost. Yeah, that's the thing I didn't saw in the game, because I was on micro here on the left side, and yeah, here as you can see another Centurion MK5 I ordered for this deck, just driving them down the road above. So that's not good, because yeah, possibly it was bad micro from my side, because I did not have the overview at this stage. But if a part of the army is driving down this road and another part is driving down this road, and you lose some of them, I hate it. So, Canadian rifles. I took the decision in the meantime not to set up a defensive position. I took the decision to move forward again, because with this firepower, the backline, I think it should be an easy way to move into the city again and to keep the pressure on my enemy, because as long as I keep the pressure in this little city, I have a good position to fight down all the units you bring into this city. And as long as I'm in this position and I keep the pressure ongoing, he will bring in unit by unit by unit by unit, and I will kill unit by unit by unit. So it's easy win for me, because I can take my position very easily. He has no points left to take attack on the Gulf or to sneak some units to the back line, and therefore I'm in a really good position at the moment. Time is with me. My enemy have big problem at this stage of the game. So, in the meantime, I thought that I lost some vehicles here again. Therefore, I stopped my Stormer and drive it manually above here. So, another recon vehicle for the front line, because I stopped the attack at this stage. My Centurion are firing, clearing the city, and to bring some recon to the front line, because the original tactic were to bring some contact scouts to the front line, like the militia that you have sight. Now I have to work with normal scouts, but they're doing the job very well. So Centurion Avra, again, some fire support. This round missed the target. Hopefully I can show you another hit into the enemy line, which hits and stuns the enemy. So, at this stage of the game, my anti-air capability were a bit too short, because my enemies start to bomb each of the sector. Possibly to get a command vehicle by luck, and therefore I will show you. So, it was a quite good bombing run from my enemy. But if you secure a sector with a command vehicle, if it's possible, do not position it here at this line of the sector. Often your enemy thinks, okay, you drive in the sector and stop it directly. And he thought that my command vehicle is standing somewhere here, and he bombed exactly this position, but my command vehicle is standing a bit more in the sector, and therefore it survived the bombing run. So keep in mind, if you secure a sector, do it not at the edge like me, at this position. That's not so good. Set it a bit more in the sector and it will survive. So another command vehicle is standing here in a waiting position, because I'm not in the position to move forward at this stage. My Mirage bombed his AA position, but we're not able to take it down. So Centurion Avra still giving some fire support for the infantry. So, my recon squad has some fun too with our sniper rifle. And as you can see, Centurion Avra, if this tank hits, it's quite good infantry support. So, let's change the view again. Another bomber's coming in from my enemy. I think he's bombs this command in the back line, because it was not a good position. So, I launched some anti-tank rounds, some cluster artillery to take down this position. I've spotted here on the left side, because there are vehicles, some AA, which not that heavy armored, a scout car, and therefore I fired with my cluster artillery into this position. After 25 minutes, I brought some in further infantry. My territorials are still alive. I still have here only a few infantry squads, and new fights going on. Canadian rifles again attacking the city with the support of the tanks in the back line. Now I also moved my command vehicle to the front line to get another +2 of this sector. Bombing run of my enemy. And to neutralize it completely. So, +4 from my side. And another bombing run is coming in. And he played a lot of bombers to take down some key units at the end. So this command vehicle were sent to die, but it had the chance to neutralize the sector for a few seconds. Now, I brought a Lynx helicopter, which were very lucky, which took down the enemy AA, which were still alive after the cluster artillery, which were not aware to take down this tank. Also, now my enemy brought in some more infantry to reinforce the city, but nevertheless, as you can see, if you have a quite good fire position here and here, the city is worthless for your enemy. He sent units to reinforce this and he instantly lost his army. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, yeah, you get some new thoughts or new tactics. That were another way to play, for example, with contact scouts, that you have sight in a one-on-one, they are moving forward, and your enemy do not have the possibility, if you do not play militia as well as you do not have the possibility to stop this, because if he play one expensive unit, for example, to bring here to the middle, some units will miss here, or will miss on the right side, and you will find a gap in the enemy defensive position to sneak through, get to the back line, get some sight, like this territorial, this militia unit, take down a tank, for example, which is moving to the front, support your army in the middle, in this sector, by moving forward to these buildings, get into this building to get some sight on the enemy command vehicle or command infantry, and that's the only job of the militia infantry. Move forward. They move forward with 15 kilometers per hour, but they are moving 32 units, and this is quite a lot. This is really quite a lot, and they come at a cost of 320 points. If you have 1000 points from the beginning onwards, and you invest 320 points into militia units, then you have two other parts to invest into key units, into expensive units, into support units like the Stormer or like mortars to support your militia, or some tanks, and depending on your tactic, think about your plan, which units are required. You have sight with this militia units on the enemy unit, and then take the decision on your own which unit you want to have in your starting deck to take down each unit which can arise. As you saw at the beginning, I had a Stormer here to defend my main army. He brought some cheap helicopters to counter the militia. So I was very lucky. I had the countermeasures with me, so the militia could sneak through the enemy lines, and they did their job. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I will have some very interesting videos when I play together with our little community, and hopefully I enjoy it more than the ranked games, because often there is more action. Your enemy has a plan, you can talk about his thoughts and so on. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and see you with the next one. Bye bye.